Most seniors don't think much about what they drink first thing in the morning. It feels like a small, harmless habit. But for your kidneys, that first drink can quietly influence how the entire day goes. Overnight, your kidneys keep working without fresh hydration. By morning, they're already under mild strain. What you drink when you wake up can either help ease that strain and support gentle flushing, or make your kidneys work harder from the very start. This matters more with age, because small stresses add up slowly. That's why changes like nighttime urination, mild swelling, or gradually rising kidney numbers tend to appear little by little. In this video, we'll look at 4 simple morning drinks that can help your kidneys start the day under less pressure. Nothing extreme, nothing complicated, just practical choices that make a real difference when used consistently. Let's get into it. Drink number 1, cranberry juice. Kidney health often comes down to keeping things moving the way they're supposed to. Fluids need to flow steadily, waste needs to clear out on time, and irritation inside the urinary system needs to stay low. When that balance starts to slip, even a little, the kidneys end up doing extra work behind the scenes. That extra work doesn't cause symptoms right away. It builds quietly. Urine becomes more concentrated. Bacteria linger longer than they should. Inflammation begins to creep in. Over time, the kidneys feel that strain, even if nothing feels obviously wrong at first. This is where a simple, supportive habit can help. One reason this option works well is that it's gentle on the kidneys. It supports hydration without overwhelming the system, and doesn't load the body with minerals that stressed kidneys often struggle to manage. When the kidneys are already working hard, reducing that burden allows them to focus on proper filtration instead of constant compensation. Another important piece involves the urinary tract. Many kidney problems don't begin in the kidneys themselves. They start lower, when bacteria are allowed to stick around instead of being cleared out. As irritation builds, infections become more likely, and eventually, the kidneys get pulled into the process. Supporting a cleaner urinary environment helps interrupt that cycle early. Instead of bacteria clinging to the lining, they're more likely to be flushed out naturally. That reduces repeated irritation and lowers the chance of problems traveling upward toward the kidneys over time. Hydration matters here, but not all fluids behave the same way. Some drinks hydrate while quietly adding stress through sugar or excess minerals. Others hydrate while keeping the system calm. That difference may feel small in the moment, but over months and years, it adds up. There's also an antioxidant effect that often gets overlooked. Filtering waste creates subtle stress inside kidney tissue day after day. You don't feel it happening, but over time, it contributes to wear and tear. Antioxidants help slow that process by neutralizing damage before it accumulates. This kind of protection isn't dramatic. It's preventive, and that's what aging kidneys need most. How this drink is prepared matters. Many store-bought versions contain added sugar, and sugar works directly against kidney and blood vessel health. Unsweetened options are the better choice. If the flavor feels too sharp, diluting it with water keeps the benefit while making it easier to drink. It can also be prepared at home with very little effort, using whole berries and water without unnecessary additives. What matters most is consistency. This isn't a one-time fix. Small amounts used regularly help maintain balance inside the urinary system and reduce background stress on the kidneys. You're unlikely to feel something dramatic after a single glass. What this approach does instead is help prevent problems from building quietly in the background. Over time, that prevention is what protects kidney function the most. If this is something you already include in your routine, pay attention to how your body responds over time. And if you don't, it may be worth considering whether it fits into your mornings. Feel free to share what you usually drink or any questions you have in the comments. Drink number 2, green tea. Some drinks push your body to react. Others, they help things stay steady. For kidney health, that steady support often matters more than anything dramatic. Your kidneys work best when conditions stay balanced. They adjust constantly to what you eat, what you drink, and how your body handles stress. When things swing too far in one direction, whether it's dehydration, inflammation, or rising blood pressure, your kidneys feel that strain right away. This option helps smooth out those swings by providing hydration without overload and support without stimulation, which becomes especially important as the body gets older. Inside it are natural compounds that help protect delicate kidney tissue from long-term wear. Filtering waste from the blood is not a gentle process. It creates small amounts of stress every single day. You don't feel it happening, but over time, it adds up. These compounds help slow that process by reducing oxidative stress before it turns into lasting damage. This isn't something you notice overnight. It builds quietly in the background. Circulation is another part of the picture. Healthy kidneys depend on steady blood flow to filter efficiently. When blood pressure stays elevated or blood vessels become stiff, that job becomes harder. Supporting smoother circulation allows the kidneys to do their work without being under constant pressure. There's also the issue of buildup inside the urinary system. Problems like kidney stones don't usually appear suddenly. They form gradually as minerals become more concentrated and begin sticking together. Creating conditions where that buildup is less likely helps support healthier urine balance over time, especially for those who've dealt with stones before. This habit can also help reduce overall workload on the kidneys. Extra body weight, inefficient metabolism, and chronic stress all increase how hard the kidneys have to work. Instead of pushing the body to burn energy aggressively, it supports more efficient energy use, easing strain across multiple systems, including the kidneys. Preparation matters more than most people think. Boiling water can damage beneficial compounds and make the drink bitter. Hot, not boiling water works best, with a steep time of about 2 to 3 minutes. 1 to 3 cups a day is plenty. Drinking more doesn't add protection. Consistency is what matters. Skipping added sugar is important. Sugar puts stress on blood vessels and works against kidney health. If you want flavor, a slice of lemon or a few mint leaves is usually enough. And if caffeine is a concern, a decaffeinated version still provides many of the same benefits. This isn't meant to create dramatic changes. Its value comes from what it helps prevent, not what it forces. When used regularly, it allows your kidneys to do their work with less strain over time. Have you tried drinking this regularly? If you have, comment below and share your experience. And if this video has been helpful so far, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Drink number 3, healthy smoothies. Sometimes the kidneys don't need another liquid. They need real nourishment that's easy to handle. That's where a well-balanced smoothie fits in, especially when solid food feels heavy or unappealing. As the body gets older, digestion slows down and tolerance changes. Heavy meals early in the day can feel overwhelming, and when digestion struggles, the kidneys often feel the downstream effects. A smoothie offers nutrients in a form that's already partially broken down, which makes absorption easier and reduces overall strain on the system. What goes into the smoothie matters more than the idea of a smoothie itself. Certain fruits provide support without overwhelming the kidneys. Berries are a good example. They deliver antioxidants that help protect kidney cells from long-term wear while keeping mineral load reasonable. That balance is important because stressed kidneys don't handle excess minerals as efficiently as they once did. These antioxidants help in a quiet way. Filtering waste creates ongoing stress inside kidney tissue. You don't feel it happening, but it accumulates over time. Nutrients that reduce oxidative stress help slow that process, giving kidney cells more room to recover instead of constantly playing defense. The base of the smoothie matters just as much as the fruit. Plain, unsweetened yogurt provides protein without excess sugar and supports gut health through beneficial bacteria. A healthier gut reduces inflammatory signals throughout the body, and that indirectly protects the kidneys. When inflammation is lower, filtration becomes smoother and less taxing. One of the most important benefits of a balanced smoothie is how it supports blood sugar stability. Large spikes in blood sugar damage blood vessels, including the tiny ones inside the kidneys. Over time, that damage makes filtration harder and less efficient. A smoothie built around fiber, protein, and low-sugar fruit helps keep blood sugar steady instead of swinging sharply. That stability protects kidney tissue in ways that aren't obvious day-to-day but matter long-term. It's easy to go wrong here by adding too much sweetness. Fruit juices, syrups, honey, or flavored yogurts can quickly turn a supportive drink into something that stresses both blood vessels and kidneys. The goal isn't to make it dessert, it's to make it gentle fuel. Natural sweetness from whole fruit is usually enough. Portion size matters too. This isn't about large, heavy servings. A modest amount provides nutrients without overwhelming digestion or fluid balance. The kidneys respond better to steady, manageable input than to large loads all at once. A simple recipe often works best. A small handful of berries, plain yogurt, and a bit of water or ice is enough. For added support, a spoonful of ground flaxseed can help with fiber and heart health. Leafy greens can be included in small amounts, but mineral balance should always be kept in mind. Smoothies are helpful because they combine hydration and nutrition in a form the body can use efficiently. They don't force digestion to work harder than necessary, and they don't rely on empty calories for energy. Over time, this kind of support reduces background stress on the kidneys while helping the rest of the body function more smoothly. This isn't about perfection or complicated recipes. It's about choosing ingredients that work with your body instead of against it. When done consistently and simply, a healthy smoothie becomes an easy way to nourish your kidneys without asking them to do extra work. Sometimes, the best support comes from food that feels light, steady, and easy to handle, not from anything extreme. Drink number 4, plain water. When it comes to kidney health, everything eventually comes back to one basic need. Without it, even the best foods and the healthiest drinks can only do so much. This is the foundation your kidneys depend on every single day. The kidney's main job is to filter waste and extra substances out of the blood. For that process to run smoothly, fluid has to move freely. When hydration falls short, waste becomes more concentrated, circulation slows down, and the kidneys have to work harder to achieve the same result. Over time, that extra effort takes a toll. Plain water supports the kidneys in the most direct way possible. It keeps blood flowing smoothly through delicate filtering units and helps waste move out instead of lingering. This reduces the chance for buildup that can lead to irritation, stones, or infection later on. Nothing complicated is happening here. It's simple support, repeated day after day. There's a common misunderstanding that more water is always better. That isn't true for everyone. For some people, especially those with advanced kidney or heart issues, too much fluid can create its own problems. The goal isn't to force large amounts. It's to drink enough to support steady circulation and clear waste without overwhelming the system. That balance looks different from person to person. How water is consumed matters just as much as how much. Sipping steadily is easier on the kidneys than drinking large amounts all at once. Room temperature water tends to be gentler than ice-cold water, which can briefly stress digestion and circulation. Small details like this help keep the system calm rather than reactive. It's also important to be careful with what gets added to water. Sugary flavor packets, artificial colors, and unnecessary electrolytes can turn a supportive habit into something that adds strain. A simple slice of lemon is usually enough for taste and a light antioxidant boost without changing how the kidneys handle the fluid. Spacing water intake throughout the day makes a difference. Steady hydration supports consistent blood flow and prevents sudden swings that force the kidneys to adjust quickly. This kind of rhythm helps the kidneys work efficiently instead of under pressure. Plain water rarely gets credit because it doesn't feel special. It doesn't promise quick changes or dramatic effects. What it does instead is prevent problems from developing quietly in the background. It keeps systems moving, reduces unnecessary concentration of waste, and gives the kidneys the conditions they need to keep functioning well. When you look at it this way, kidney support doesn't start with complex routines or expensive solutions. It starts with something simple, repeated consistently. Everything else builds on that foundation. As you can see, supporting your kidneys doesn't require extreme plans or complicated routines. It often comes down to how you begin your day. Simple morning drinks, chosen with intention, can help your kidneys flush waste more comfortably and reduce unnecessary strain over time. The important thing to remember is that kidney changes rarely happen overnight. They develop slowly, shaped by small daily habits, repeated again and again. That also means gentle, consistent habits can work in your favor. You don't need to do everything at once. Even choosing one better option tomorrow morning is a meaningful step. Pay attention to how your body responds. Notice your energy, your comfort, and how your mornings feel over time. Your kidneys are quiet organs, but they respond well to steady care and patience, especially as we get older. If this was helpful, feel free to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. And if you'd like more calm, practical guidance on protecting your kidneys and overall health, stay with us. Sometimes, the most powerful changes begin with the simplest choices.